There are some things in motion, especially on national security terms, but they seem to be doing things that we don't yet understand the importance of. Presumably, it will become clear soon enough. For example, here's something very specific. Vice President Mike Pence was pulled home from his Pacific trip a day early today. Why is that? This was a long-planned trip. He was supposed to be spending the day tomorrow in Hawaii, visiting the Pearl Harbor Memorial, but instead they sent him home early without saying really why he was coming home. The White House has also now announced that there will be an all-senators briefing on North Korea the day after tomorrow. Weird thing about that is that they are holding the all-senators briefing at the White House. There isn't a room at the White House that is configured for the discussion of classified information that can hold 100 senators, plus the people who are briefing them. They don't have a space like that. Apparently what they are doing is they are temporarily remodeling an auditorium in the Eisenhower Executive Office building on the White House grounds to become a SCIF for a day, to become a sensitive compartmented information facility for a day just for that meeting. They're going to refit an auditorium so it's okay to talk about classified information there. That day.
No, that's going to be the new press room.
Why are they making all the senators come to the White House? Nobody knows.
Because they want to talk about North Korean security.
I know there's going to be a lot of attention on the president himself, because the president in the 100 days thing is this very personal thing. But if you want to know more broadly how our government is doing, particularly when it comes to our country in the world, I think there are two things to watch this week. Really to see, not how the president's doing, but to see if the government under this president is finally starting to get its sea legs, particularly on national security and international issues. Two things to watch. Number one, watch the State Department. Under the new Secretary of State, the Exxon CEO, Rex Tillerson, the State Department has become something between invisible and inadvertently funny. Today, for example, the biggest news about the State Department is that they apparently were not invited to the meeting the president hosted today at the White House for all the ambassadors representing all of the countries on the UN Security Council. All of those ambassadors and their spouses were all...
Well, okay, Rex Tillerson is not an ambassador, is he? No, he's a Secretary of State. So that's why he's not being invited to this dinner. What kind of crazy Looney Tune is Rachael Maddow?
However. So that was the big news about the State Department today. Should they be there? The big news out of the State Department.
Yes, Rachel, that was the big news about the State Department. And you want to know why you don't know that much about the State Department? Because you don't want to. Your writers don't want you to.
Talking about how beautiful it is. The State Department may have those kinds of inappropriate feelings for Mar-a-Lago, but it is also a for-profit Donald Trump business entity. So there's that whole illegal profiting off the presidency thing.
No, it's not illegal profiting off the presidency there, Rachel. The president is exempt from those type of things. You're an idiot.
Which is the president's favorite cable TV show. And who knows? Maybe she will be amazing. I hope she will be amazing. But watch the State Department this week to see if they put down roots at all. To see if they start taking up space at all. To see if they start if they restart the process of doing daily State Department briefings, which we have done in this country since the 60s, but this administration has stopped. If you want a substantive window on this first 100 days thing, I realize the temptation to focus personally on the president and his campaign and all that stuff. But in terms of America and the world, watch the State Department. Also, watch the U.S. military. This is my last point. It has been, I think, a source of comfort to a lot of people.
Okay, she keeps saying watch the State Department and watch the military because she's trying to shift the focus away from Donald Trump's many accomplishments he's already had in the first 100 days. All the Democrats want to do is cry about he has no major legislative signature deal passed in the first 100 days, so therefore he has done nothing, which is bullcrap.
Use of military force. I have to say, even though it's the same military it's always been, during this young administration, during these 90-something days, there have been now a series of troubling incidents where the military has made public statements on important matters that are not true under weird circumstances, right?
Now she's
Remember
calling the military
the
liars.
first major military decision was to order that special operations raid into Yemen that went so disastrously wrong. Navy SEAL was killed, 4 other Navy SEALs were injured, multiple civilian deaths, even the destruction of a $75 million helicopter. After that disastrous raid, you might remember that CENTCOM came out a few days later and publicly released a video that they said proved how important and valuable that mission was because it gathered this incredibly important intelligence. They released this video that they said was gathered during that raid. It quickly emerged that that video they released had been around actually for almost a decade. It wasn't picked up in the Yemen raid, it wasn't new. CENTCOM's explanation for why they released it, as this was crucial new information obtained in the Yemen raid, was this, quote, "We thought it was new, but now we know that it was not new." That was weird. That was right at the beginning of the administration. After that, there was also a strange situation in which the Defense Secretary, James Mattis, bragged that the Tomahawk missile strike on that Syrian airbase had destroyed 1/5 of the Syrian Air Force. When he was questioned to back up that information, he conceded that it might not be true, but he said he had made that statement because he had to get a statement out. Okay? After that, we had the debacle of 2 weeks of miscommunication from the administration, what appeared to be outright lies from the administration, including the president himself, the White House spokesman, the national security advisor, the defense secretary, all overtly misleading the public about the location of an aircraft carrier. The location of the USS Carl Vinson and its associated strike group, that we still don't have an explanation for.
I wouldn't say it's miscommunication or misleading the public about the USS Cole. I would say it's military secrecy. Now, the other 2 points about the 1/5 of the Syrian aircraft, yeah, that's probably true. The propaganda video, I can't confirm it or deny it.
He's now bombing the bleep out of ISIS, just like he said he would. That's not a very military spokesman kind of statement. It was nevertheless published as the words of a CENTCOM spokesman. CENTCOM later put out a mysterious press release retracting that statement and saying that person was not authorized to speak for CENTCOM.
I'm sorry, saying bombing the shit out of them is exactly what military want to hear.
And in the future, whether somebody's speaking on behalf of the U.S. military as a real person, as opposed to a pro-Trump swearing imposter who we shouldn't trust as far as we can throw. We don't usually have to ask these questions about the U.S. military. We are nearing the 100-day benchmark for this new presidency, but in a very sensitive, anything can happen time for the world, keep your eyes not just on him as an official, keep your eyes on this government that he is running. Because the very serious, important parts of it that we need and expect to be basically competent at placing America where we want to be in the world, those parts of government are doing some weird stuff lately.
Oh, Rachel, come on now. You're just being an ass. Rachael Maddow, totally biased.